Now down south they do this, they burn it off, but we don't burn it off. We have to strip ours. And when you're taking
Mosquitoes are bad.
it ain't that good. You have to get the fodder off of it, what it amounts to.
Uh-huh.
And this fodder, see, it makes the syrup taste bad if you leave that fodder on it. It gives it a funny taste when it comes out of the mill. And you have to go through the whole patch this way. And most of the time when I'm out here by myself, I can't stand up and do this too long. I just cut mine down and then strip it.
No. I was going to say, the mosquitoes are so bad out here today, I don't know how you could do it for too long. Phew.
See, most of the time if I'm by myself,
Uh-huh.
I just cut it down and then I strip it.
Yeah.
This right here is the last of the cane, so it ain't the best. We always cut the best first and then get the next and then the next.
Now, what kind of cane is this?
Oh, it's just a sugar cane. This type here was developed at the University of Florida. It's got a number. I don't know just what it was because it don't get very big around. And and cane is a type of grass. Up in Georgia and South Carolina and Virginia they make sorghum molasses, but down here we make sugar cane syrup.
What's the difference? What?
Well, sorghum is corn, is a type of corn, and it makes a darker syrup than cane. Cane makes a light syrup.
But I mean, when you see sorghum growing in the fields, doesn't it look like sugar cane? Or I mean,
it has a tassel and a head on it. Like, you ever seen millet growing? Well, sorghum looks similar to that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, there. And that's what, when you plant it, see, that's where it sprouts from them right there. And this is the red cane, and I'm going to, see, it's just a little bit bigger cane than that other cane over there. And I wanted to try it and see if I could get a cooking of it. Yeah. I had some one time, but it quit growing on me. And this green cane grows so good and it's disease resistant. And this is, you can't, if you strip it with a stripper, you'll knock the eyes off. And then it won't.
Little,
Get that sample, Brenda?
That's a
You
sample.
got that sample, that little bit of juice out of all that can.
Yeah. Now, okay. See, we're skimming the impurities off of the syrup as it boils, and this right here is what you used to make cane skimmings out of, and it would ferment, and it would. The people used to drink it after it fermented, and back during Prohibition days, that's the way they're making their little bit of alcohol. And you just, this process right here is cleaning your syrup, getting all the impurities out of it.
Then I have to pull the fire out from under there and put it out. And that plummy, if you poke it in there, then the water will run down that plummy and cool the ash up there, but won't touch the kettle. If you put, Vernon, the kettle is old and it's cast iron, and he's afraid that if you put cold water on that hot iron, when it's empty.
Arnie, you got to get it to a boil.
Miss Arna's in charge of the firebox, right?
She's my firebug. And you just have to keep all this will cook out of it, and it'll make clear syrup then.
How many gallons of juice have you started with?
I think I started in here with about 90 gallons, and it ought to make about between 8.5 and 9 gallons of syrup. It's just according to which I'm making, keeping syrup or selling syrup.
I mean, how long you boil it?
It'll take about 5 hours. And it's just coming to a boil now.
Tell us about your kettle. Where did you get the kettle?
Well, I come by the kettle. It was a little story about that. I wanted a syrup kettle and a mill, and Arna was coming from Gainesville one morning, and she seen it side the road. It says for sale. So she told the man, she said, I'll buy it if I can use your telephone. So she went and she called me and said, Vernon, I bought a kettle and a mill. Bring you the truck and your checkbook and come get it. I said, okay. So I went up there and I looked at the kettle and the mill, and I said, well, we'll buy it if you can load it in my pickup. They said, well, we can load it. I said, Arna, how much does he want for it? She said, I don't know, I ain't asked him yet. So I bought it a little bit, not exactly sight unseen. I looked at it, but
Price unheard is how you bought it, right?
there was no bargaining in it. So that's the way I got the kettle. And I got started with my cane. There's a fellow, well, I started out, David Burney, who was Arna's uncle, had a little stand of cane. And my first year, I cut my cane and took it up to Judge Allen's and let him grind it for me. And then I made my syrup in a little pot. And it's kind of funny, when we went up there to get grind that cane, I had it in the back of my car, and I took 4-gallon jugs with me. I said, that ought to be hold as much juice as I had there. And Judge kind of laughed when he seen what I brought to get it in, and it took about 30 gallons. So it was a kind of unique way we got into making the syrup. I always wanted to do it because syrup making, when I was a young'un, was the social event the fall of the year. And everybody went to the cane grinding. And my young'uns had never been to a cane grinding, so I wanted them to at least see how syrup was made, so we bought it. And I think we figured up the first syrup I made cost me about somewhere around $10 a bottle. But it gets cheaper every year.
Our event up north was about the same as this. Was
when they do their thrashing. Everybody from all over the country comes to thrashers, you know. And they have a meal you wouldn't believe. Everybody cooks.
That's the good part.
Yeah, well, that's what we
That's
do
the only
here.
reason I went. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I can vouch for that. They do bring some good food.
But we always had a lot of fun at the cane grinding when I was a young one, and I just wanted to get it. We do it for nostalgia out here, not for making money. Because if I made money, I could go to the store and buy it cheaper.
And so I know, are you making biscuits today?
Vernon's making this.
Oh, he's making the biscuits today.
I get to cook them.
I know he's cooking.
This is just a process you just have to keep skimming till you get all the trash out of it. Now, Jim, you want to do it now?
Yeah, if she's done taking pictures.
No, you go right ahead. I'm going to be taking pictures off and on. I get it. So, yeah.
Hot dog, that's cooking now. Yes, sir.
Look at the Brunswick stew over here.
This is a place that gets a heat here.
A bit.
Free market you're going to have.
No, we'll see ours either.
You'll find that you're getting stuff from all over the world now. Here, we're here before, we're getting camcorders not just from Japan. And we get them from all over the world. Now, if it's over the market, they'll come down fast. Yeah. You've got a natural skill for that.
You know, everybody cooks Brunswick stew's got their own different recipe, and I use mine.
Yeah. Which is what? Tell us what all you
Well,
put.
I put beef, pork, and chicken in it, and I put green lima beans and corn, and onions, potatoes, and tomatoes, and that's it, and my seasoning.
Do you have a secret seasoning, or you just...
Well, I just put salt and pepper mostly. Sometimes I put a little bit of garlic powder in it.
Don't put a hot pepper or anything
No, I don't
on
put hot pepper
When
in
you
mine.
go out into the Gulf of
What it is, when you feed a bunch of people, if you put hot pepper in it, somebody can't eat it. They can always add it too, but you can't take it out.
That's right.
it just cuts the dirty water from the real clean. Just that quick it takes. I was shocked when I seen that.
Does that take about as long to cook as the syrup?
Well, no, this will be done. This will be done by dinner time. It'll be done about 12:30. We have to cook this meat till it just about tears apart, and then you can start adding your other stuff to it.
Oh, good now.
Did you see the color of it when it started? It was like mud.
Yeah.
And then as he's cleaning it, it's changing color. That's why I say he's terrific. He's even changing the color of it.
Did you try it? You should. It's very sweet. Yeah, I was trying to remember because as a kid we used to have cane grinders, but I was so little, 3 or 4 years old, and I couldn't remember back what. But I had Daddy used to cut the little cane pieces and chew it to get the juice, but I couldn't remember what it tastes like.
Oh, they don't say that to me. I put 3 and 4 back. They did.
Oh,
Well, I'll tell you this, there ain't anybody in the world would change my mind about that. That's a good deal.
I don't
now then I'll
brag
go
about
get my
house.
taters.
Oh, I don't either. I'm glad they pick it up. It was a problem before.
That was 4 pounds of corn and 3 quarts of tomatoes.
We were talking that in some places you could add those little clams, you know, or shrimp. Some people probably do to their own recipe.
Yeah, that's their own recipe, but
Good.
to me this is
Yeah.
this is near to the what they used to call a Brunswick stew as I could get.
Uh-huh.
Now all I like, now I got my chicken to put in there yet. My black pepper, my salt, and we'll be
It'll be ready to.
to eat that in just a little while.
Okay.
They didn't burn.
Works longer.
And I made them too long ahead before the fire got ready. And they weren't as puffy as usual.
Miss Arno's getting ready to put her coals in the hole to cook biscuits.
Everybody likes this.
Produce manager, Jim.
I like them just when they get.
Oh.
That way then you start sure.
Right into the throat, you know. But I told them one day, I said, if you want to turn your car, you should eat that grass around it. And they wouldn't eat the grass.
Miss Arno's preheating her oven, she calls it. Piling the coals on top of the iron kettle before she puts the biscuits in there.
Retention ponds there be saved the road.
That's what I was trying to think.
Yeah, they just bored quarters off the ground.
Yeah, we got a good roll of fire over on that side this time.
I tell you, Vernon has never rebuilt the baffle, and the baffle is fell out of part of it. And I might have, when I was there, I thought you was Oh, I thought you were. Years ago.
She's putting them biscuits in the ground or whatever you want to.
Yeah, I want to go do that. Better be quick.
Too late this time.
Too
Too
late.
late this time.
Have to see the next one.
You sit on the next round, it's covered up now.
Oh, you covered it up. Already covered that one up.
Well, I'll be. Yeah.
What are we doing?
Making biscuits in the car.
Biscuits on the ground, right there.
I had a cookout with my children at school, and we did this. But we forgot to put the rack in. We didn't set it in.
Last night.
Just wipe it off and
You just take that napkin and go wipe.
Yeah.
But you kind of get them from around
Turns
the
it right up, huh?
Nope, wasn't hot enough.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Give it another couple of minutes.
Okay. Now lift that lid off there. Ooh, look at that. They're perfect. Perfect biscuits.
So what we gotta do is get them out of there.
Get the next pan on there, huh?
Just as golden. Oh, you heat them.
Starting a new pan.
I said, what do you do when you spill all that coals on top of the biscuits like I did? She said you'd take a napkin and just brush it off. Wipe them off. Cover it up with butter.
Retime in about 10 minutes.
About 8.
8 minutes.
It's better to look at
Yeah.
it at 8.
Okay.
Don't have to wait for them, do you?
Huh?
The dinner bell has rung and everybody comes running.
Okay.
Elizabeth wanted Sharon to wake up. Wake it up. Don't get your
And then you shake
up. I'm guessing that.
230 to sell, 231 for your friends, and 232 right?
Now you got something down here, huh?
what is wrong with me? What I touch now? You know, you brushed against someone.
How long is this supposed to cook?
About till it reaches the right temperature. But it's somewhere between 4 and 5 hours.
How long has it been cooking?
How's that for?
We figure it ought to be ready about 1 o'clock.
Uh-oh.
Just step back into the cool air and your glasses will uncloud.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it off. Good idea.
I took mine off.
Keep everything else but this.
Put him over here.
Great. And it is.
I mean, I can see without him. I just
Maybe
can't
not.
use
This
him.
is great.
Is he talking about the Brunswick spoon?
Yeah.
I can't see.
That melted her
Tended the
spoon.
fire.
It melted her spoon.
Didn't you tend the fire, Harold? That's the reason.
Yeah, but man, this mixture he made.
Remember it melted your spoon in that course?
Yeah.
I hate to tell anybody, but but it's my third bowl. Gotta quit.
My brother went.
You walk right on that side. You look like you've been working.
Yeah,
I have been working.
you having work?
Okay, see if you can keep it kind of like
White
that.
stuff isn't coming out.
He's going to check the temperature.
Oh! What did you do? Burn yourself? Yeah, splash on.
My hair is stiff where that steam. It's stiff
Now
with
then,
sugar.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, get the rag
You have
out.
to get it with a
Dipper.
dipper.
That
Get
hurt.
it with a dipper.
That hurt. That hurt. Jump in there. Yeah, that's really.
Now, Alex, watch out, don't grab that rag right away.
Look at the rag got too hot. Well, you're not supposed to do that. Well, I was wiping the white stuff off, the sugar off. And I went, and as we got on, I'm like, oh.
It hasn't started sheeting yet, has it, Murphy?
Uh-uh.
No, it's not hot enough.
It's almost, see right, 225.
See, you got a long way to go.
Yeah.
Oh, don't pull it
There's a
out.
hose.
Okay, don't pull it out. Push this one right back in. If you bring it out, bring it right to the front. Yeah. Yeah. But what is the ashes will blow up, and if you got it far in there, they'll
Get in the
go
sun.
right on up the chimney. Okay, now you don't pull it. Because they want the action. And then
I know before we did where it bent.
And Mr. Webster, you got to narrate here. Talk. Tell us what.
Well, what they're doing now, they're fixing to get some polecat out of here. This is the syrup candy that's made when the kettle is cooling off.
Yeah, it bends.
Make sure it's speaking.
Yeah, somebody's going to find it.
Sun coming out of here. Getting too warm.
Well, I'm just changing the syrup here from where I strained it over to where we're going to start bottling it now.
He does have to do
And
whatever. I just told
it's got to cool just a minute, for that is hot.
Well, that helps to cool it, doesn't it, Mr.
Yeah. And I like to bottle mine when it's hot, then the bottles will stay, they won't candy on you or sugar on you as it gets older.
I'm sure you do.
It got hurt a little too fast.
Did you?
You said you didn't start with a full kettle
No, I
today,
didn't
so you
start
had
with a
about
full
80
kettle.
gallons.
Yeah.
worth.
This is the first time for me. Yeah, it's my first time too.
What, 10, 12 years, Mom?
And sell them just a little bit. You know,
Here you go, sir. Thank you.
syrup has got sand in it, because it's grows right there, and it's just in the syrup to start with. And you let it set, that sand will go to the bottom, and
If there is any.
if,
Yeah, most of
That's what she said, what she got.
Well, you said this was
clean. This is good. It's washed so clean.
you're gonna set the bottles,
all I want is me a rag in case that stuff drips on my hand.
okay. Brenda's going to bottle for us today. Who's gonna type it?
Today.
Hey Brenda.
Yeah.
Tell us what you're doing. Don't run it over.
A little bit fuller. Oh, there you go.
Like that?
I want to use these right on that road. You're short as I am.
How do you do it?
Bend your stick.
Yeah, he's
Take the
here on you, and I just,
Set the
Do that when I
cap.
can.
Keep two. That's it. There, just when she picks up one.
yeah, be sure you get it all, or you will.